It is almost turkey time, and I'm really excited to be able to share some of the work that I've been doing with a call company called Generation Calls. I've been doing some photography and video work with them over the last 2 years. This is their second year in production, and I'm excited over the next few weeks to share some of the work that they're doing and some of the great products that they're making. I'm also going to have a couple giveaways of some of their call lines, so stay tuned for that. So besides talking turkey, we're going to talk time lapses on this week's 3 Minutes on Thursday. So kind of building a little bit on last week's night photography topic, I wanted to talk about time lapses. I get asked a lot about those. There are a million ways to do it. I a lot of times will shoot with my GoPro Hero 5 because it's got a time-lapse setting where it will take photos at a particular interval. I will also use that intervalometer on my Canon camera like I told you about last week, where I can set basically the same thing to shoot with my big DSLR. Let's put 3 minutes on the clock and see if we can get this done this week. So what you're going to need is a camera that you're able to somehow set the function where you've got an interval between photos for a set given amount of time. The other thing you're going to need, much like last week, is a tripod or some sort of stabilization technique. What I like to do is find a setting where, especially if there's clouds or some sort of action that's going to happen in front of the camera, that's going to be the real key. And you can set that camera to take photos as quickly as you want. I usually will go in the 5-second range, maybe 10 seconds if there's something that's happening not quite as quickly. With my GoPro, it's super easy. You can just go right to the time-lapse setting, basically hit start and let it go until you choose to pick it up. What you do with those pictures after is really the key. There's a number of options. The one that I choose to use is called LR Timelapse, and it integrates exactly with my Lightroom software. So what I will do is go into Lightroom first, do the edits, and then export it to the time-lapse software, LR Timelapse. Let's go take a look at that on the computer. So as you can see here, I'm going to select all of the photos from that particular time-lapse over the course of about 30 to 35 minutes, I think this one was. I took ice fishing the other night, so I'm just going to import these on my hard drive. I'm going to do just a general edit on these, so I'm going to go to my develop mode. With the GoPro, there is camera lens correction that you can do. So I'm going to go down here to enable profile corrections, and then GoPro Hero 5 Black, and I'm going to change it from linear frame of view to wide frame of view, which is where I shot this. I'm also going to change the aspect ratio to 16:9, which is going to fit my 1080 or 4K resolution. And then what I'm going to do is go back to my grid, select all, and I'm going to sync the settings on all those. Command-Shift-E for export, and instead of exporting these to my hard drive, I'm going to export them to LR Timelapse. This is the software that I hit export and let this roll. So we will let that export those 300 files, and we'll check back when that's finished. Without going into a whole long tutorial about this particular software, I'm going to hit render video and let it do its thing. What LR Timelapse has done has basically rendered a video file, in this case at 1080. So those 300 photos that I took and used and actually edited in Lightroom, all of those things, it was automated into this sequence. The one other element that I get asked about a fair amount is how do you do those time lapses where it seems like the camera is moving slowly? And that's a really simple answer. I've got a little tool made by Movo that is it's a little timer that will rotate 360 degrees in 2 hours. So I appreciate you joining me this week for 3 Minutes on Thursday. If you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you stopping back, and we'll see you here again next time.